When I was young, I had all these ideas of what I thought life was going to be like. Marry the perfect person, have a few kids, live in the perfect house, take holidays, enjoy a rich career. You know, the usual American dream. What really happened? What I didn't expect? Divorce, single parenting, working like a maniac, tragedy, severe chronic illness, unfathomable losses. Yeah, life threw me a few curveballs, as it does for just about everybody. I love this quote. We must be willing to let go of the life that we planned, so as to have the life that is waiting for us. Joseph Campbell. Here are some of the most valuable lessons that I have learned over the last several decades. What I wish I had known all those years ago is how immensely powerful we are, how immensely powerful I am. I've discovered over all these years that each of us has two superpowers. Well, actually, some folks have even more, but we're just going to focus on the two today. These two superpowers might not seem like they're really all that special, but actually, when you get into it, you understand that these two superpowers create your reality. These two superpowers are awareness and choice. What do I mean by that? Well, let me start with this. One of my favorite movies of all time is Eat, Pray, Love. I have watched it like a gazillion times, and my daughter says that it's kind of like a movie about my life with just a few little things that don't quite match up, but a lot of it does. I love the scene where Liz and Richard are at the ashram in India, and they're talking about, well, hold on one second, I'll show you.
You have to learn to select your thoughts the same way that you select your clothes every day. Now, that's a power that you can cultivate. If you want to come here and you want to control your life so bad, work on the mind, and that's the only thing you should be trying to control. Because if you can't master your thoughts, you're in trouble forever.
You see, it's crucial that we pay attention to the thoughts that we're thinking, because the thoughts that we're thinking turn into the feelings that we're feeling in our bodies, and those feelings turn into beliefs, and those beliefs turn into perceptions, and those perceptions turn into how we act in the world. This is how our thoughts create our personal realities, but there's more. Most of us are walking through life asleep or unconscious, completely unaware of the thoughts that are running through our mind constantly. Most people are reliving the past over and over and over again because it's those thoughts from the past that they're carrying forward into the now, or they're freaking out about a future that may or may not ever actually come to fruition. Which means that if people are in the past or in the future, they're not actually in the now. And that's where all the magic happens. How often have you heard somebody say, oh, I'm this way or I'm that way because this thing happened like 10 years ago and this person was such a jerk and so that's what made me this way. That's allowing yourself to be a victim of the past rather than stepping into your power and your birthright of being the creator of your life. Maybe someone was told many years ago that they were ugly or stupid or unlovable or whatever. And even though that happened 10, 20, 40 years ago, they're still carrying that past forward with them into the now and creating a whole new future that's just like the past. Because our thoughts become beliefs, and our beliefs become our perceptions, and our perceptions eventually become our realities. We are the creators of our lives. But when we let the unconscious mind take over and just run our life, we end up reliving the past over and over and over again, rather than claiming the innate power that we all have to create our lives. We are highly unlikely to ever have the lives that we truly desire if we continue choosing our life from the past rather than from what's right here, right now. I'm sure you've heard of Dr. Masaru Emoto's revolutionary discoveries relating to how thoughts directly influence water. If thoughts can directly influence the form of water, thoughts can most certainly affect us, especially when the same thoughts are repeated day in and day out. The quality of our inner talk is directly related to the quality of our lives. One reflects the other. When we choose to be aware of our inner talk and consciously choose to plant seeds of joy and gratitude consistently, life will transform. While no one can do this 100% of the time, obviously, the more we live our lives consciously, the better results we're going to have. I was super sick for years, and sometimes when life felt exceptionally shitty, I would find anything that inspired gratitude. And sometimes that would be something as seemingly small as having healthy food, a comfy bed, the sound of birds outside my window, a cool breeze. And then I would meditate on what my life could look like, and more importantly, what it would feel like when I was vibrantly healthy. This creates space for that reality to unfold in the physical world. As Neville Goddard says, feeling is the secret. So combining our conscious thoughts with feeling directs an entire new future. Dr. Joe Dispenza says, energy goes where attention flows. And as we all know, energy creates. I wonder if there are certain thoughts that you keep recycling that are really not helpful. I'd love to hear a little bit of your story in the comments down below. Taking time to allow space for stillness and silence is essential to our overall well-being. In fact, when things outside are particularly chaotic, that is a good time to slow everything down. This is where a meditation practice or quiet walks in nature can be super beneficial. Looking for an answer to some burning question? It's in this silent space within where real wisdom can come forth. When we shut down all the exterior noise and turn our awareness inward, we can often receive the clarity we seek. Busyness is not the same as purpose. Slowing down doesn't mean you're failing. Keeping ourselves constantly busy and stressed out is not going to increase our worth or our lovability. It's just going to make us tired. Knowing how to just simply be quiet with yourself is a superpower. By the way, if you are ready to start rewiring your brain for a new reality, you can download the free ebook in the description down below. When the noise of the world is removed, it's far easier to come to know ourselves again, and to know ourselves is to know peace. I spent years studying with a saint in India, and he would often say, "Life is short, make it sweet." You don't have to wait 50 years to start implementing simple changes that can really create profound changes in your life. You could start today. What have you been choosing, and what else is possible?